Ladies and gentlemen, it's 9 o'clock. It is not a Saturday. Oh, stop. Yes, okay. Sounds good. Music. Let's tune the music down a bit more, and then we go live. 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. I'm yours truly, the one and only Coin Baron, and I hope you're strapped in today for a very interesting episode again of the midweek update right now. It is a Thursday. It is almost a Valentine's Day. So if you're not happily married yet with Cronos or crypto.com, I hope you're going to enjoy tomorrow as well with your loved ones. But okay, let's not dive too deep into the love stories today. I want to go a bit more deeper into some news stories. I'm going to talk about the PPI data today, the producer price index, and I want to talk about prices as well. And of course, if you have any questions, always let me know in the comments in one of those live streams or in one of my videos. And sometimes I have the time to actually go in depth into some topics. Today is one of those days. It is a light day. I'm still recovering really from my dislocated shoulder, unfortunately, but it does mean I have some time to look at the charts. And I wanna start the stream with credit where credit is due. With credit where credit is due, guys, and that is definitely BNB. BNB. Oh, there we go. BNB is definitely stealing the show the last few days, because right now it is currently the chain of choice to launch on right now. If you want to launch a new fun project, it is the Binance BSC chain, BSC. And BSC, honestly, is very much like Cronos. I'm not beating about the bush about this, guys. That is also why last week we talked so much about this comparison. BNB versus Cronos, it is a very relevant comparison, and it will also be a very important one for this cycle and for the narrative later in this cycle. Anyways, Jimmy, welcome. Good evening. Good evening, dude. Hope you enjoyed the last few days. Had a good week. Gearing up towards the weekend. I hope, at least. And if you're still working, well, dude, this is Coin Baron Radio. Anyways. So BNB, ladies and gentlemen, is, I think, actually the exception to the rule. So these are monthly charts. And BNB is very close to being back to its previous all-time high. Very, very close. Within only inches, really. Within only inches. And that is kind of interesting because recently it did flip Solana. So right now I think it's the number 5 token according to CoinMarketCap. Cronos on the other end though. Is slowly falling down to the top 50-ish. So if you're a CRO believer, hard times, but I think hard times create hard men, and hard men create again good times. But okay, let's wait and see. Let's quickly talk about Cronos though, because I haven't really looked at the charts myself recently. But the big question is really, what's next, right? What's next? What is next? So these are monthly candles. And let me go quickly to the weekly one or daily one. What I see here on these charts, these are some random lines I think we draw last week. What I think is very important is that if we go to a different chart, actually, let's go to the rainbow chart, is that we already went to very important lows. We went to very important lows here, right at the rainbow chart, right at the rainbow chart. We went with the CRO price at about 7.8 cents. 7.8 cents. So I think that was ultimate discount. The only question is, will we continue that downward pressure in the upcoming weeks? And I don't know the answer. I do believe though, ladies and gentlemen, that we are gearing up towards a new bull cycle. So I am buying right now with whatever income I do have left. I am buying personally. I think we might drop 1 cent lower, right? We might drop 1 cent lower. But if we don't, is it really worth the risk of missing out? That is for me personally the big question. I decided for me it's okay to DCA in every week right now, get some good buying points, and DCA in a bit more. DCA in a bit more. That's my personal thinking here, though. John, welcome. Strapped in. Please, guys, if you can, do strap in for me. These are not my usual straps, so if you got some actual suspenders, please strap in for me. And if you can't strap in, at least hit the like button, or at least subscribe for more as well. Good to see you. Good to see you, though, John. John isn't your actual name, though. John isn't. I always forget your actual name. Anyways, good evening, Jimmy. Mr. XGen, help. I got in at 18 cents. Reckon you sent me some Crow Baron to buy this dip. You sent me some Crow to buy the dip? You mean some dollars, Mr. The XGen? What you need right now is some actual dollars or fiat. Don't know where you live, but euros. Unfortunately, there's no euro pair on the crypto.com exchange. But if you go to Kraken, right now you can actually buy CRO with euros on Kraken. So it's a good thing, ladies and gentlemen, that slowly, some quality exchanges are also listing the CRO token. Edward's coming in at the lunch break. Good to see you, dude. It's a Thursday, it's a working day. Anyways, guys, again, I hope you're having a good Valentine's Day tomorrow. I hope you don't have to sell your CRO or your bags to actually get your loved ones a gift. I think it's an overvalued day, though. Overvalued holiday to commercialized. It is Donovan, okay. Adam Kurtz coming in today. CRO was at a higher price 5 years ago with 100 billion supply. Coin Baron, please explain that. That's actually a good question, Adam. That's actually a good question. And to explain that, we do need to go a bit into... let's go to the charts. It's a good question. Were we actually up 5 years ago? I need to check. So today it is, of course, the 13th of February. Then we need to go back to... it doesn't even go back that far. It doesn't even go back that far, this chart. Maybe I can go to crypto.com. The majority of charts here don't go far that back, unfortunately. Well, let's talk about this because Kurtz does have a good question. And I think also has a good answer to it because, yes, the actual fully diluted supply, so the FDV back then, the max circulating supply was 100 billion. But back then, the actual circulating supply wasn't 100 billion. Or, yeah, it's billion, right? Not million. 100 billion tokens. Back then, there was a reserve of about 70 billion tokens. 70 billion tokens of CRO sitting in the CDC wallets. It's just sitting there as kind of a reserve. And I think I can show it to you in the old white papers. And give me 1 second, I might be able to find them. It's a really good question, though. White paper CRO. The old one. It is the old white paper we need. I think we got it here. I think we got it here. This is the OG white paper. This is actually the MCO white paper. So this one is actually not the right one. Yeah, that's honestly an issue I do have to say there with crypto.com. They are not really that transparent. But let me check if I can find 70 billion burn. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, the burn they did, the 70 billion burn, by Crypto.com is not just charity. It was tokens sitting still on their own wallet. The circulating supply of CRO will increase to over 80% from its current 24% as part of Crypto.com's bid to fully decentralize its chain's network. Where is it? Doesn't really say where it's coming from. That's unfortunate. Anyways, you can believe me, it was all just sitting still in a reserve wallet by Crypto.com behind really a lock schedule as well. So it was actually going to be released, I think, within tens of years. Within tens of years, like Bitcoin, for example, is getting releases of Bitcoin like every block, right? It was also planned for CRO to slowly unlock during its lifetime. They decided though, let's decentralize it more and more. And still, I think Crypto.com or CRO, it is not really decentralized like, for example, Ethereum or like, for example, Bitcoin. But then again, I think the majority of altcoins are not that strongly decentralized. But okay, it is at least trying to do so a bit better. Why is the price lower? Why is the price lower than 5 years ago? Unfortunately, I cannot double check, ladies and gentlemen, if the price is lower than 5 years ago. I might have to go to a different chart. Unfortunately, I cannot find it. But why are we potentially lower than 5 years ago? I think it's all about the cycle. It is all about the cycle. Let's go to Bitcoin dominance. And I think there you can directly see what I mean. Let's go to BTC point D. I'm all a bit slower, ladies and gentlemen, because I only have one hand. I have to do everything with one hand right now. One hand down. But what you can see, and that is kind of interesting, right, is that this cycle is actually running quite long already. This cycle is running quite long already. If you take a look here at these two periods between this purple box and the next orange purple box, I mean, it's about 150 weeks. Where are we now right now? Where are we now? We are already at 165 weeks. 165 weeks since the previous end of the box. Some people would draw the box out a bit further, so it would actually be more like this. In that case, we're also about 130 bars in, but then at least we're talking about lengthening cycles. So in theory then, all the cycles, all the Bitcoin dominant cycles as well, will be lengthening, and we will have longer Bitcoin periods and shorter altcoin periods, potentially at least. That's also what we can kind of see here, right? Because this is actually also the altcoin cycle is becoming a bit longer. Here we had altcoin season for about 112 bars. And here we had altcoin season for, I think, 30 bars. Yeah, about 40 bars. That's crazy. Go to Coinbase. Let's check. I think Coinbase actually is one of the least filled databases, because Coinbase listed CRO really late in the cycle. Here you can see. Unfortunately, the Coinbase one, Adam. The Coinbase one is only starting in November 2021. I will go to CoinMarketCap, but I honestly believe it is basically where we started off 5 years ago. I think it's not that much different, honestly. But again, if you guys don't feel comfortable with your investment, right, because you do see other tokens like Solana, like BNB performing better, I think it's of course, again, always your duty to choose the tokens you're most bullish on, right? One of my most bullish tokens remains to be Cronos, because I do believe in the fundamental proposition, really, of what Cronos can become. Not what it is right now, but what it can become. That's also why I do believe that, for example, right now, if you take a look at the earnings per share and the actual stock valuation, it is completely out of whack. It is completely out of whack, the stock valuation versus earnings per share. Because right now, all these tech companies are looking not really at the current value, but what they can potentially become, right? They can become complete AI monsters. They can replace complete workforces. But okay, let's go to the all-time chart here. And here we can see if you go 5 years back. So that means we have to go to January 2025 or February. It's hard to see, but actually we're above it right now. Back then, on the 7th of February 2020, let's go to Valentine's Day. We were trading at about 6 cents. We were trading at about 6 cents. So where are we right now? We're trading at about 9 cents. It is almost 50% higher. Doesn't feel that way. I know it doesn't feel that way, but it is 50% higher than 5 years ago. It is 50% higher than 5 years ago. Having said that though, if we want to follow the cycles basically, it is time for us to have a nice upwards move once more. And I saw someone on Twitter. Not long ago. I saw someone on Twitter that was really talking about this here. Let me go to a different chart so I can actually draw it as well for you guys. Well, did we have no growth? I think, yeah, it's a 50% growth, right? 50% growth. Wrong chart. Let's go to crypto.com here. Some people are really comparing the previous cycle to the current cycle. So here you did see, you got, oh, it's hard to do this, guys, with only one arm. So here you got the first wave, the second wave, and then the third wave. So 1, 2, 3. And some people are saying, well, wave 1, wave 2. What is going to be wave 3, right? Really the wave theory. Mr. Sanjay, welcome as well. Hey, GMG as well. Welcome. Average price is 17 cents. I think, honestly, in about 6 months' time, that might be a very good average. But okay. If we don't beat the all-time high this cycle, the bear market will bring us down to possibly 1 to 2 cents. That is also... I've been making videos about CRO for many years by now, Mr. Adam. If you go back to my channel, I have a video called My Bear Case for CRO, talking about 1 cent. I honestly do believe that this needs to be the cycle to make moves. That's honestly what I believe. I do not think we are like XRP. So XRP, if you guys remember, I will show it to you on the chart in a minute. Well, XRP had one amazing cycle in 2017. Then in 2020, 2021, it wasn't as strong. Also due to the Ripple cases. But then right now, it's a new cycle again, 2025, 2024. Ripple, XRP are doing amazing once more. I don't know if we are like Ripple in this case. Don't know. Maybe. But what I'm looking at is also what Crypto.com as a company is doing. They are doing amazing so far, at least in growth perspective. So their trading volume, if you take a look at, for example, CoinGecko. Let me check if I can find it. Whoops. So go to exchanges here. If you go to trading volume, number 3 in the list. It is Crypto.com, the exchange. Truly, ladies and gentlemen, we are one of the top 3 cryptocurrencies with Crypto.com. And I think this is only going to grow with retail. I honestly do not think that retail is in here yet. If I go ask around, so I have quite a big group of friends that are not that much crypto savvy. Typically, last cycle, they would go to me like, hey, Coin Baron, I've heard about this thing called crypto. What should I buy? That's they always come to me, right? I have had it with one friend so far. He bought XRP. Okay, I think it's okay. It's good. It's a blue chip. Well, blue chip. It's a somewhat clever altcoin play. He bought in at about $2. Great boy for the price. But I'm not feeling the FOMO yet. Right now, if you go to a gold store, gold is having FOMO. People right now are seeing all-time highs for gold. And gold right now is definitely stealing the show. Bitcoin, I don't know. People think it's really expensive at about 100k. So people are not yet buying. But once I think we break a very crucial level of, let's say, 115, once we're above 115, I do believe that people are going to wake up, understand that, well, maybe Bitcoin is going to those values that people are talking about, like Michael Saylor, 1 million, 2 million, maybe even for one Bitcoin. I think people might wake up to that idea. And I think once those people wake up, also, they are looking at other alternatives to make more money, get rich quick, of course, with altcoins. And that is exactly when people are going to discover Shiba Inu, when people are going to discover the Trump coin, and when people are going to discover the CRO token. But well, it's all a bit of speculation here, of course, but also based on, I think, historic patterns that I've at least myself noticed in the 2017 cycle and in the 2020 cycle. In all honesty, this is also just my third crypto cycle. My third crypto cycle only, but I would say I think that is quite much for crypto. I like the questions though, Mr. Adam. I think it's a good concern. It's a really good concern. If we only reach 50 cents this cycle, what's the bear market going to look like this time? I think honestly that 5-cent mark or that 3-cent mark, that's honestly on the table. If you would only go up that little. But okay, let's wait and see. I think they have the staying power. I think they have the marketing power. I think they have the power to become and also remain relevant. Just take a look at what BNB done. They had a nice little renaissance. Binance Smart Chain doing amazing. We are nothing like Ripple. We have nothing stopping us. Well, that's a good thing. The only thing is, I think that, well, the SEC, it's not yet resolved, is it? It's not yet resolved. I've heard that at least the case from Crypto.com to the SEC, that was resolved, but I don't think that the official Wells notice has been completely removed from Crypto.com and also the CRO token, but not entirely sure. I think we're more alike with Ripple and XRP than you might think. John is saying, well, actually, 30 cents, I will be happy with that. And I have to say, ladies and gentlemen, yes, I would also be happy, but also I wouldn't really be that happy. I mean, I'm not here doing weekly live streams. I'm not here making videos for a 5x. That's not why I'm here. I'm here because I know and I have seen and I've experienced the potential here at about that $1 target. Would I be happy with 50? I think it wouldn't. No, actually, I think I wouldn't really be that happy. But you might have to take profit a bit at 50 cents, right? You might want to take some profit, or you might want to lock in for a card or do whatever you want. You have to think about an exit strategy for yourself for this upcoming cycle. Or not. I see some people, like for example, Club Crow here. Crow is the future. And it kind of does make sense, right? Because what you can say a lot of things about Cronos and Crypto.com, but I do believe they're here for the long term. They do have the long-term agreements with the arena. They have the long-term agreements with the Champions League. They have so many long-term agreements. I do believe they have the staying power to be relevant for the upcoming cycles, and also with their stocks and with their banking. Of course, I cannot rule out that they will go bankrupt at some point. That's also definitely a possibility. And unfortunately, Crypto.com is not a public company, so no transparency. Where can I get one of those crow clocks? I bought one on Kickstarter, Skywalker. This one is called the... How's it called again? Let me check. It's called the ticker meter. Ticker meter. Tickrer meter. This is all on the devs. I think that's a bit too harsh. I think it's also on the cycle itself, Adam Kurtz. It's all, in my opinion at least, also about cyclicality, like I mentioned before. I do not believe it is altcoin season yet. It is not altcoin season yet. That's also why Crow Bitcoin is dumping like crazy. But looking at Crow Bitcoin, I'm also quite a firm believer that soon we will double top. I do believe, and I go to the monthly right now, I do believe we'll have a double top here soon. A nice W pattern, that might be a possibility. But it all depends kind of on what Bitcoin dominance is going to do. I think Ethereum is going to be the catalyst here. And Ethereum is actually quite important because if you take a look at Ethereum, Ethereum might be ready for a breakout as well. Oh, this is ugly. Let me... Everyone holding Crow needs a Crow ID. I got a Crow ID. Anyways, this is going to be very important for Ethereum here. So this is really the trend line it needs to break. So right now, of course, we're trending down. So let's say we go above $3,000. That's going to be the trend line that it needs to break. Right now, for the shorter term though, for the shorter term, it has already broken a very important line here, trend line. So we might be trending up towards this point once more here for Ethereum. And I honestly do believe once Ethereum starts moving and really above it, right? So I'm talking about 3,500, 4,000. Then also other altcoins will start to move once more. If 50 cents is the top, yes, me and both you will be blessed. But common, we got the damn Stable Center and the UFC plus so much more. I mean, yeah, I mean, if you look at those actual fundamental events, I think we should be worth a lot more than 50 cents. From a fundamental point of view, right? $2 easy. Well, $2.71, right? That's been foretold. If you compare BNB with Crow, when did BNB really make that big jump from 1 cent to dollars, and then really hundreds of dollars? BNB, I think when BNB started to announce their burn program, I think that was really the fundamental pivot point for BNB. Let me check Binance. Yeah, the fundamental pivot point was the buyback and burn. So that is also something I do take into consideration. So I think this here in 2018, that was the first point, really the launch of the token. But back then it was all about not really the buyback and burn. I think the buyback and burn was announced only later. I think that was over here. And this is by the way a logarithmic chart, ladies and gentlemen. You have to take a look at this in a non-logarithmic chart like this here, like this. Oh, what a chart. What a chart, ladies and gentlemen. So this was the launch and people could really just use the BNB token for trading discounts. That was good. But once it started talking about, well, but hey, we're going to burn and we're going to do this and this is going to be all official token and la 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 la. That was when we got this move. And that move was not a small one. We're talking about 1,500%. 1,500%. That's a 15x. That was a 15x. Going literally from $40 to $700 in a matter of months. That was big. So the question, of course, for all Cronos holders in here is, will we have a very similar event? Like let's say Trump is going to really endorse crypto a lot more, and let's say the SEC is going to endorse crypto a lot more. Let's say, in general, the regulation is looking very good for crypto. Maybe we get once more a moment where Crypto.com is saying, well, let's take over Cronos once more. Let's actually endorse it once more as a company. Right now, there's a very strict separation. I do not think it's the best approach. I think, like, from a value proposition, I think it would be better if they would be more tightly coupled. But then again, also, you do have the decentralization argument. So, well, it's a bit of a mixed bag there, I would say. But if Crypto.com comes out and says, well, let's pump this shit. If that's going to happen, then things like this can happen, guys. That's, I think, the absolute bull case. If people are talking about $10 for Crow, which would be, by the way, a 100x, that would be possible in this scenario only, I would say. Only in this scenario. And let's compare apples to apples, though, because you have to take a look here at the market cap, really, of BNB. The market cap, and not really just the dollar value. So back then, these low values we're talking about here, these low values, that's 5 billion. This is 5 billion. These low valuations here. Where's Cronos right now? Where is Cronos right now regarding market cap? I can tell you one thing, it's not at 5 billion. Can I show it to you like this? Let's go to a different chart then. Let's see where it is. Show more. Cronos right now, number 41. 2.4 billion market cap. 2.4. Nothing really, nothing. It's only half. It is only half of this valuation here. Actually, wait a minute. That's not really true. So it's started moving really quickly. So it's hard to really zoom in on this period really well. It's more like this here. So really the beginning of 2020, the 2020 bull run, April 2020. Also at this period, ladies and gentlemen, Crow was sitting at about 4 cents, 3 to 4 cents. But in this period, it went up from about 1.5 billion. That's Cronos is currently about here. It's about here. And it made this move. Jesus Christ. Honestly, looking at this BNB chart, it is crazy. Crow has so much more utility than BNB. I honestly do believe with, for example, the Visa cards with Crypto.com, it is a clear winner. Nice logo in the left corner. Which logo? I honestly thought Feb was going to be alt season, and then right now, wait. Sorry. I honestly thought Feb was going to be alt season. When alt season would start, and I just sat down here, 50% inflation number, and tariffs didn't really help. Yeah. Tariffs. I think tariffs killed alt season, ladies and gentlemen. Well, I think kind of the Trump administration that kind of made crypto boom a bit too early. And right now we're feeling the pain of, well, those early moves. But yeah. But where is the 50% inflation coming from, though? I want to also talk about that, ladies and gentlemen, while we're talking about inflation, because this is also in a very important news story today. It's also in the title of this video. And it's all about this here. It's all about this here. US production costs. So the PPI numbers, so the PPI data. Yesterday, the CPI data came in and I made a complete video about it. So yesterday, inflation rose again from 2.9% to 3%. So inflation is back. However, I do have to say that typically a lot of companies raise prices in January. So I think it was about to come anyways. So I think actually only a 0.1 increase is within the margin of error and not really a big trend shift yet. But we'll have to wait and see. What is interesting though is this, the PPI, so the US production cost index. And this also came in a lot higher than the expectation. So PPI coming in at about 3.5%. Let me stop with this, please. It's annoying me a lot. So PPI data coming in higher than the previous amount. So previously 3.3%. All very small differences, but this is rising. And when production costs are rising, it is only a matter of time before also those production cost increases are put forward to the customer, right? So this is, I think, really a leading indicator of what's going to happen with inflation. Also, core PPI 3.6, higher than the 3.3 previously. So we've got actually a lot of month-over-month growth as well. So this is year-over-year growth. Month-over-month, it is 0.4% higher than in December. It's a lot higher. But okay. Interesting numbers, guys. Why is this important? Again, I do believe that we've been talking about this in the video as well yesterday. But if you take a look at what is happening with, for example, the Bitcoin dominance. Of course, Bitcoin is a risky asset, but altcoins like CRO, altcoins like XRP, altcoins like Ethereum, they are really waiting for more favorable times. So if you overlay, for example, the empty money supply on top of Bitcoin dominance, you can see that really we are waiting for example, institutions like the Fed to start money printing again, like we've seen in that little tweet, right? So we need more money. The more money we print, the better it is for altcoins. But okay. Am I screwed with 17%, 70% average? I think not, dude. I think not. I think you're fine. What's the logo though, Mr. Ripper? Got a question though on the cashback being paid in stable coins. How would this affect CRO? I think, Mr. Ripper, it's not really confirmed yet, right? So that's important to remember. It's not confirmed yet, but definitely there are rumors about this. I honestly believe if you give people the option, use stable coins or get stable coins or get CRO, it's going to remove sell pressure. It's going to remove sell pressure from people that really only want the credit card. One of those guys in the back, if you don't have one yet, those are one of the Visa cards. If you want a Visa card just for that 3% or just for that 5%, get stable coins. But I'm stacking right now, right? I'm stacking like 3.5 years. I'm stacking CRO just to get more and more cashback, right? I also made a video about this because I honestly believe I bought a car. I bought a car at about this rate for CRO, at about 9 cents per CRO. It was a car worth about $20,000 US. So I got about 10,000. Oh no, actually, yeah, 10,000. I got about 10,000 CRO. That was quite nice. Actually, more. I think I got actually about 15,000. So let's say the CRO price is going up to about $1.50. That car is going to be completely free as long as you hold on to that CRO. It's a bit tricky though, guys. No financial advice. I honestly believe though, going back to the question, Mr. Ripper, it can only be positive. it can only be positive because you still need to buy CRO. You still need to buy CRO to get into the card, to get into the level up program. Next, we actually go back to 40 cents and then we move up to a $1.80. That's the most specific one, the most specific value I've seen so far, Mr. Action. Why $1.80? Let me know if you're still here, dude. Why $1.80? $2.71, okay. $1.50, okay. $2, okay. $1.80? No. Just messing with you, dude. But I'm honestly curious, though. I do agree, though, if you go back to that logarithmic chart here we have shown you before, I do think that actually about 40 cents makes a lot of sense. So if we're going up again, if we have that fourth wave, or third wave, I mean, I honestly wouldn't be that surprised if we are going to about 40 cents. Maybe we are stabling out there a bit, right? And then make a move up. Potential. I'm still waiting really for a peak in, let's say Q3, Q4, starting September, maybe October. I don't say wake me up when September ends. I think honestly, when September begins, the fun part is going to begin as well. Any idea about crypto buckets? I have no clue, Mr. Fernando. No clue. Do you mean the baskets? The buckets or the baskets? What about the 20% APY unlocks? When do they happen again? I do know they are going to happen again once more, Mr. Night Gaming. By the way, welcome. Thanks for strapping in today once more. You got a new badge, right? I see something yellow. It's cool. I honestly don't know, and I honestly think it doesn't really matter. I think people that do the 20% lockup, they are pretty serious about a CRO investment. If they sell at about these low price levels, I think they don't have a big amount of CRO anyways in the lockup. But that is my personal point here. I'm gonna hold mine when it unlocks, of course. I don't know anyone though. I don't know anyone that's... Yeah, exactly. I do not know anyone that would sell at these prices. Well, maybe a few, but like I mentioned, if they do, they're probably not really serious about the token and they don't have much in it anyways. Do you have any advice for CRO holders? Be patient. I don't give any advice though, guys. So unfortunately, you can ask me what I do. I'm holding on right now. I'm buying more. I'm sticking to my plan. So I always advise to you guys, create a plan and stick to it. Create a plan and stick to it. So right now, I didn't think we would go back into the green zone here off the rainbow chart. But I always told myself and told others that if I would go back to the green zone, I would buy more. I would definitely buy more. And right now, it is ultimate discount. We're back in the green zone. We're even below the dotted line. So I definitely do believe that the rainbow chart is helping me with DCAing more. Buying more CRO at low prices, right? Create a plan, stick to it. That's the best advice I can give you. When do you think we'll move back up to 17 cents? The when is the hardest question. The when is the hardest question, Blake. Why aren't we getting those kind of moves? I don't know which move you're talking about, Mr. Filipino Wife. I might have missed the question here. What do you call a crow coin that doesn't rise? A deadbeat that just likes to lay around all day. I think actually today on Twitter I saw something similar with very bad jokes. So if you go to... Oh, by the way, this is the one. This is the one. By the way, welcome, Monty. Today, they actually posted this here on the Cronos chain Twitter account. So tomorrow, guys, is Valentine's Day. And they got some Web3 pickup lines here. Are you an NFT because you're one of a kind? Yeah. So there are really great pickup lines here down below from the community. If you have any pickup line, please let me know. I need one for tomorrow, I guess. For the Coin Baroness. But I was actually more curious about something else right now that they're talking about. And which is, by the way, this. And this is also for anyone really bullish news. The only ones that might not be happy with this are validators. So people that have nodes that actually validate the Cronos chain, those might not be happy. But the news, guys, here is that right now is a proposal to reduce gas cost of the Cronos EVM chain with about 25%. 25% gas reduction. It is like going to the pump and just having to pay 25% less. I think, honestly, no one is angry about that. I think it can be a catalyst for a future to come where there are more people using the Cronos chain, like with BNB right now, like with the BSC chain. But yeah, it's good. Only good news. Happening tomorrow, by the way, already. Also happening on Valentine's Day. But yeah, it's a good proposal. Yeah, like I mentioned, only the gas pump itself probably is not going to be happy about this change. But I think they will accept this. Would you like to have a monthly AMA with Chris to answer more community questions to give CrowFam more clarity? There's a lot of FUD spreading around CrowFam. Maybe it is for better or for worse. It's a good question. Honestly, Skywalker, I don't know. I think we will be repeating the same questions over and over again. I don't know what it will really help in the end. If the question is always, Chris, please give me burns. And Chris is going to say, no, we have burns on the Cronos roadmap. So you have to ask Ken. You have to ask Ken Timsit, so the head of Cronos Labs. I don't know. I think it would be a waste of my time. It would be a waste of Chris' time. Maybe just answer some questions on Twitter sometimes. Let's say that just opens up like a big Twitter thread and he tries to answer as much as possible. Like you see sometimes on Reddit, an AMA just on a written form. So he can even ask some of his assistants maybe to help out with answering. I don't know. Just, yeah, maybe it would be good if they just answer more. Because I do see so much rubbish, honestly, online. So much fault, like you mentioned. I do like Crow, but I do think we will hit max 50 cents. But I really hope we go to the moon. I think anyone in here is hoping for the moon. But yeah, honestly, guys, looking at the charts, looking at the history of the CRO token, I see little reason why we cannot go back to $1. Fundamentally, we are in a stronger place than 3 to 4 years ago. And I think also the chart allows for more than 50 cents. But well, it's if your strategy is dependent on 50 cents, then you have to sell. I mean, like I mentioned before, the only advice I can give you is that you have to make your own advice. Make your own plan, make your strategy, decide when you're happy. I mean, that's in the end the most important, right? If you will be happy with selling all of your Crow to make that dream holiday or to become more financially free, I mean, that's, I think, in the end, the goal for the majority of you guys here. Become less financially independent of your boss or whatever. But okay, that's just my 2 cents here. I hope you guys are here for some financial freedom. I do like more community engagement, but the only thing, Skywalker, what I have to say about this is that so far all the AMAs have been kind of scripted, I guess. I mean, it was very clear from the beginning that Chris was going to give a certain answer. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I think about the AMAs. They are very interesting because they do have a lot of intel. So what I do hope, I don't really give a shit for a monthly AMA, but if you go take a look at the roadmap, and let me check if I can find the roadmap in a minute. The crypto.com roadmap, by the way. I personally, by the way, I would prefer to see people like Steve or Eric. I haven't really heard Eric a lot. Eric is the president of crypto.com. Not the founder like Chris, but still, he's a big shot. And Steve is very, I think he can talk really easily. I was talking about this here, ladies and gentlemen. So there we go. By the way, big props to the guys from the WolfSwap Dex over here, guys. They're sponsoring this stream. So big hello to Mr. Alex if he's watching right now. Thank you very much, dude. Looking here at the level up launch. So we had a big AMA just before the level up launch. And right now, Q3, that is the next big program really for the roadmap. The next big theme. So I do believe I would love to see like a little bit of a Cortex AI introduction AMA in the beginning of Q3 or the end of Q2. Maybe start of the summer or just before the summer. That would be cool. It is really important though, guys, that I do believe that everything that crypto.com does or a Cronos chain does, it is all very reliant on good timing. Timing is really key in this market. So you can spend a lot of money right now, of course, on the more traditional side of marketing. But I think for pumps of tokens or for more like CRO initiatives, it would make more sense to wait for Ethereum to first make its move up and then for CRO to follow. Then to right now start pushing a lot of money that would go to the same group of people that are already very much invested into CRO and that would not really buy a lot more, I guess. Marty, smash that like. Yes, please. Yes, please. Ultra Justin, welcome. Oh, by the way, also Mr. Crypto Report. Don't know if Kip is watching or Black Sea. Hope you guys are doing great as well. Oh, the Twitter music is... Whoa, sorry. I didn't even know there was music on this. Yeah, makes sense. Apologies, dude. Apologies. By the way, welcome, Legacy. I can see CRO go to $15 in the future. Let's just strap in. I mean, $15. I mean, it is not yet in line, not in sight here. Dude, no, Mr. Night Gaming, thank you very much for that $1 donation here. €1 donation, by the way. Very important, guys. Know your fiat currencies. Dude, Knight, thank you very much. Thank you very much, dude. Was that again a warning for the music? I think it was. You guys know how to abuse the system for donations. If I forget anything. How come we have no more information about the crow burn? Well, Mr. XGen, it's all planned for Q3 or Q4 actually. Let me check the roadmap quickly. Let me check. By the way, guys, big shout out here to the Crypto Report. If you want to learn more about different meme coins as well, next to Cronos, definitely check out the Crypto Report as well, because they are a lot more knowledgeable about the topic as well. And also, if anything regarding burns is going to be discussed, it's probably them that are going to be reporting first on that subject. Cronos roadmap. Let me check, guys. I need the Cronos roadmap. Why is it a PDF? Why the frick is it a PDF? What? Come on. Cronos roadmap. Apparently it's gone. Interesting. Let me check, guys, if I can find it later. Anyway, so the Cronos burn is only planned for Q4 or Q3. So only later, when it is coming closer to that, we'll get more information about it. But honestly, how much more information would you want? Because kind of, yeah, of course you would like to know how much is going to be burned, right? How much is going to be burned? I see some people talking about like a 5 billion CRO burn. I think it's very unlikely. There will be a lot of CRO burned. If that's the case, I'm putting on my maxi hat again. Then we're going to $10. So right now we'll sell a Bitcoin to bring down the price and then rebuy back in lower. Is it still manipulation time, ladies and gentlemen? Are we still manipulating Bitcoin? I think the majority of manipulation is always happening in the weekends, ladies and gentlemen. But like I mentioned before, I do believe, if you take a look here at the charts, we're still in that build-up phase, right? We're still in that build-up phase. I do think it is likely. I do think it's likely that this week we might retouch again this lower level here. Let me quickly remove this. I still think this is in play. That we might be going down, retouch, let's say 90k Bitcoin. One final scare, maybe in the weekend. Weekends are again open for manipulation a bit more. And then we make a move up like we have done before. We use the green line here as support. And then we go back up, create a new flag. Kind of like we've done here as well, right? It's kind of like this is the third attempt. Even here, you can kind of say it's a little bit of a flag. It's a little bit of a flag. It's a very small flag. This is going to be also a pretty small flag, I guess, but okay. Overall, it's looking very bullish for Bitcoin. Also here, it's a beautiful cup and handle pattern. It's a textbook breakout, I would say, really, of this pattern. So I do believe that Bitcoin is maybe going to fly higher than I initially thought. My initial targets for Bitcoin were only about 125k. We might be flying higher though. We need to strap in for more FUD if we wait till September. Yeah, guys, get prepared. A lot more FUD is coming. Have you shared already what happened to your arm? I fell. I fell, Mr. Justin, and I dislocated my shoulder. It's fortunately 6 to 8 weeks recovery, so you guys have to strap in for me, please. CRO might see $1 in 2030. Yeah, that might be the low. There might be a new low. I have no clue, Monty. 2030, that's too far away. Oh yeah, you're right, Mr. Legacy. Even Binance has been accused of selling. I have heard some news though that they have not been selling, but just been changing their books once more, or their internal bookkeeping really, with the Bitcoin reserve. But I don't know. It's all a bit of a question mark. We have seen on-chain transactions though for Bitcoin and for Binance, so that's interesting. That's why I do love blockchain in general, and I've even heard some stories about, well, Doge maybe wanting to use blockchain technology to make at least the governance spending for the US a bit more transparent, because I think it is somewhat transparent to some level, but not for just the regular Joe. Not for the regular Joe. Yeah, I think you need a lot of clearance to see what Mr. Elon Musk is seeing right now in the books. So Chris actually might be active behind the scenes. He is so active behind the scenes. I mean, have you seen the post with with Trump, right? He is really active behind the scenes. I think it's actually still his latest tweet. Yeah, it is. If you go to the Twitter page really of Chris, you can still see honored to have a seat at the table. And I think recently they actually confirmed that there is an advisory board, including leadership of Crypto.com. So, well, now we at least know what kind of seat he's sitting at. But yeah, of course, it is a thing, right? CZ is a lot more vocal about the coin, and he went to jail for it. He's now, right now, again being more vocal. If you go to the CZ Twitter page, Apparently he has a dog, a Belgian dog. I don't know what breed it is. It's a cute dog though, isn't it? Looks a lot like a shepherd. I don't know why we got teeth photo here. Oh, it's a cute dog. It's called Broccoli. But at least CZ is talking about this. He has, of course, big BNB in his own Twitter handle. So it's really clear he is supporting the BNB story. We don't really have that much with Ken Timsit. We don't have that much with Chris, of course. But yeah, you're right. He went to prison. He went to jail. The level up program does sound interesting. Jimmy, you're not telling me you don't know about the level up program yet. You're not telling me you haven't heard about the level up program yet. Do you think CRO performance is tied to Ethereum price because CRO is an Ethereum token? Yeah, I think it's somewhat tied to Ethereum. I think Ethereum will, in the end, kickstart the bull market also for Cronos, but it is not tied one-to-one. It's not like if Ethereum is pumping, automatically Cronos is also pumping. Not like, for example, if you go to the Cronos chain, if you take a look at, for example, the Crow with Knife token, if Crow is pumping, automatically the Crow with Knife price is also pumping in dollar value, not per se in Cronos value. But it's not like that. It's not like that. But I do believe it is very much correlated, at least in price increases. But not because it's an Ethereum token right now. Cronos is actually running on its own chain. We got the Cronos POS chain, we got the Cronos EVM chain, and we got the Cronos ZK EVM chain. And also we got Cronos on Ethereum. So we got 4 chains really. Cronos on Ethereum and Cronos on ZK EVM are somewhat more Ethereum related. But for example, Cronos POS, nothing with Ethereum. It's more like Atom and more like Cosmos, I mean. And we also have the other one, the Cosmos, not the Cosmos, the Cronos EVM chain, which is built on the CRC20 standard. So it's also not ERC20 like Ethereum, but CRC20. I haven't really watched the recent updates. Okay, let's. I promise you this. I will make a dedicated video to talk about the level up program, probably tomorrow or maybe next week, Mr. Jimmy, because that needs a dedicated video. There will be manipulation in the market, not just Bitcoin. I mean, in more free markets, you see more manipulation. I guess it is more frowned upon in more regulated markets like stocks, of course. I mean, they can basically halt the stock exchange if you see too much manipulated trades. That cannot happen with Bitcoin. I think luckily, I think in that regard, more freedom is better. But okay. Like CZ is more like Elon, why Chris sounds like if you ask ChatGPT for CEO. Yeah. Honestly though, I have to say, Marty, you're right about that. He is like the textbook example of a proper CEO, but also, I would say, answers worthy of a CEO, right? Trying to connect with the higher ups, trying to connect with Trump, of course. Anyways, guys, it is 10 o'clock here. It is 10 o'clock here. Also the CDC exchange video. Mr. Justin, I was about to do that and then I fell. Yeah, let's do the level up video and let's do the exchange video. I only have one hand, but I can still make videos. It's a good one. Let's start with the exchange one first, Mr. Justin. I probably need a schedule. Let's make this more professional. But okay, again, guys, big shout out to anyone right now. I will be back next Thursday. Let's see if we have any more manipulation really for Bitcoin or for Cronos. I think, guys, the next few days, it won't be that much. It won't be that much movement. For CRO, I don't expect big moves. Probably 9 cent might be the bottom. This is where I'm buying. We have seen 8 cent before. It's a bit tricky. Let's see Sunday where we're at. And I will talk to you guys later. Make sure you like and you subscribe for more, guys. Bye-bye.